Good morning from Brazil. I'm gonna do a test here because I put some bug spray on and I see the mosquitoes all around me. We'll find out if the bug spray works or not. Let's see if I get bitten. I've been meaning to get on and make a video for the last few days because I've just been pondering. Been feeling so weak and just disqualified. Not disqualified, that's not the right word. Unqualified. Just from doing anything. It's like, what are we doing? Why are we here? Super vulnerable and honest with, I think, where John Paul and I both are finding ourselves of, and this is hard, and I think it's harder than either of us thought. And we really felt like God sent us here. I feel like he told us to go, and he accelerated the timing of us getting here beyond what we would have probably chosen ourselves, as even far as feeling prepared. Like, we wanted to get like the vision and the plan and then come, and it felt like he was like, just go. So here we are, and we're just trying to get day to day done, just trying to figure out how to be here, you know? And sorry, there's something on my screen. And I woke up this morning just like with the phrase, but I will boast in my weakness. And yesterday, a friend sent me this clip from Corey Russell, and I posted it. I reposted it, but it was pretty much like the way that God works with like Joseph and David and these people. He calls them, he gives them like the grand vision and dream, and then he kills it completely and takes them to like the farthest place. I mean, he anoints David as king, and then he takes him. He's getting chased by the king, and he's in the wilderness, and he's in the enemy's camp acting like a lunatic, and he's so far from the promise and his own strength to even bring about the promise. And Joseph the same. He gives him these dreams, and then he's in the, Potiphar's house, and he falls, and he's in prison. And so we were talking yesterday, and we're both like, wow, like, we have dreams. We have things that we feel like God has told us, and they're exciting and cool, and they seem very kingdom and things that align with the kingdom of God and the what his work on the earth should look like, and how we could partner with bringing his kingdom here and loving the least of these. We see all of that, but we feel so disconnected and disqualified or unqualified to participate in it at the moment. And just trying to do our family life and not having any income, not knowing how that's supposed to play out here. So many questions. I think John Paul and I are feeling it differently. But the line that really stuck out to me yesterday with this little clip that I watched was like, he doesn't want the best version of me and the best version of Jesus, and we're going to change the world together. He wants you dead. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's a dead me and an alive Christ, and that's how he brings about his purposes. So he gets all the glory. And so when I woke up this morning, I just had that phrase, like, but I will boast in my weakness. For my power is made perfect in your weakness. And I know. Addie's watching the Joseph movie, Prince of Dreams, right now, inside. So I just like publicly confess that we don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we're doing. We don't feel qualified. or put together or anything. We have history with God, and we have revelation of the gospel, and it's hard. It's hard to only manifest that within the confines of your home and your marriage and your kids, and to have nothing else, because it's the least glamorous place, the most refining place to manifest the gospel is in your marriage and with your kids and in parenting. And it's easier to do that outside, I think, our home. And yet, and not that he's not calling us to do that as well, but I don't know, man, we just feel the tension of it. Practically, there's some just really interesting dynamics, and I may have said this before, but there's like a spiritual retreat center that's I literally can hear it if I go in the backyard of my house. It's going on right now. They have retreats that happen from time to time, and this is the second one since we've been here, and they're like we can feel the spiritual atmosphere. They're not a particular religion. They're not Buddhist or anything. It's like some kind of of New Age spirituality. And people come here from everywhere. There's like cars like will line our street specifically, and then it's like in the built like property behind ours. There's a little bit of property that's, I think, a private complex, and then there's this retreat complex. Like you can look on Google Maps and you can see looks like a temple. They call it a temple, the Lotus Temple. And so I'm not freaked out by it, but I'm like aware of it, and I feel it in the spirit. We've been praying over our home, but also like, are we supposed to like be, what's our role here? Like, are we supposed to be ministering or be on the lookout for like a way to bring influence in this neighborhood in light of the kingdom, whether that be just having worship nights or prayer walking our neighborhood? And I do actually think those are things we should do. But we just feel like bogged down, if that makes sense, by just all the like practical things. Like just getting our family through the day feels challenging, and there's this balance between trying to be at the beach because it's beautiful and the summer is really at an end, and it's going into fall, and winter's coming like imminently. The days have gotten cooler since we've been here, and so there's we don't want to miss out on the beach, but also we need routine, and I'm trying to put the kids into some kind of homeschool routine, but should they go to school, and how does that work? We don't conform to certain traditional requirements. Like even in the U.S., we have exemptions for certain things. When the kids were in school, because Leah was in public school, and here they don't have exemptions. And so I don't know how we could go about putting the kids in school. We can't drive because we don't have a car. We don't have the means for a car right now. Like, we kind of looked at our finances yesterday, and we're like, okay, like, God, like, what? Like, this is on you. And we're also in a situation, I feel like I'm babbling now, that we really like the house that we're in. There's some things that really are tricky and not great, but it's beautiful. We like the location for the most part. But we keep being told by some people who live here on the street that this is not a good house to live in over the winter. It's very low. A lot of houses are kind of up, and there's something about how low it is that in the winter it gets very humid and the humidity sticks. There's potentially mold in the house, and it just gets really humid and it doesn't move out. It rains a lot more in the winter, and then there's not enough sun to dry it out. And because there's trees and stuff which make it really beautiful, it also traps the humidity. And so we're looking to see if there's another house in the neighborhood that we could rent and see if we could lock it in for a year, because normally the prices would go really high in the summer, which starts in December, high season, but maybe we could lock it in at like not as low as we are off season and not as high as it is in season, something mid, and then lock it in for a year. So we had seen another house a couple days ago, didn't feel like the right fit, and we just looked at one. We didn't look in it, we just walked by it. That maybe has potential, but then it's like, this doesn't have air conditioning, and but does it have a heater? Or does it have a furnace? Because we need a fireplace that would heat the house some in the winter months. So are we supposed to stay in this neighborhood? We kind of don't have doesn't feel like we have too many options because we don't have a car. So we might have to make that decision about where we live for the next year without a car, so that we can we need to be able to have the freedom to still walk to like the beach and the market and things, because we won't have a car if we lived like kind of more inland, if that makes sense. So we need wisdom and clarity, and we really felt a highlight on these first 2 months that we were supposed to be here, that God had something for us here. And so trying to be present to what that is, not just thinking ahead and trying to make plans. So yeah, I am so excited. I'm so excited to see what he has for us, because he's going to get all the glory, whatever he wants to do and however he wants to use us. He's going to get all the glory, because we don't have anything like in the natural. Like, we are sons and daughters. We're sons and daughters. Like, that's true. We are sons and daughters. We have the fullness of the Godhead, like, in us and alive in us. But in our flesh, we are weak. We are weak. And that's the best place to be, but it's uncomfortable to like see our flesh kind of dying and running out. And I'm like, my zeal for what God wants to do in Ibirikira or Brazil is like quickly fading. Like, my zeal is fading. But it's his zeal that's going to sustain us. It's his zeal. And so learning how to come and exchange my weakness for his strength, and my lack of motivation or vision for whatever he has for us. That's something I'm going to learn. And I don't feel super familiar with it in this particular dynamic. I'm tired, and I just don't feel like spiritual at all. I'm seeing all the ways that I'm likely to lean into control and just trying to manage my situation and feel more in control. And I'm not in control of really anything, of any part of my day. I feel very out of control, and that's just, my flesh just dies in that. So, yeah. To whoever is following, we need prayer. We need prayer for wisdom. We need prayer to learn how to abide. We need prayer to sustain until the vision comes, and to be willing to wait for his vision and not move ahead, and not grow discouraged while we wait for him to come and tell us what he has for us to do. For both John Paul and I, to wait on his wisdom, to wait on his leadership, and to do so with joy. We need wisdom and clarity and provision for a car whenever he wants us to have a car. We need provision for that. We have return tickets to the U.S. in May, and we're really, at least John Paul has to go, because there's some practical things that he has to figure out in Dallas, and like some stuff that he left kind of open-ended with his like workshop there, and a potential art sale that he would do a custom piece. And so it's like, do we both go with the two little kids and leave the dogs and the big kids here? Does he go by himself and I'm here by myself with all the kids? Just trying to figure that out, and whether the kids would be in school, which could make that slightly easier for me, or not. I don't know. So we're just waiting, and I just felt like the humility of like not acting like we are just we're here to do great things for God in our own strength, because we're not, and we can't. It will be of his leadership and of his strength and of his grace enabling us to do anything for him, even just to steward our family well. So That's kind of the story here.